Welcome. Moving over to Zoom. Blur this temporary till I go to it because we're going to be talking about everything on the whiteboard in a minute. Go through this process, which we really appreciate. Hey, welcome on Zoom and welcome on YouTube. If you're watching this and recording, fabulous. Hey, today's game day, everybody. It's Tuesday night. We do team building training the same time we have the BizOp overview. So between now and tonight, what are we doing? We're inviting new prospects, right? There's an event tonight we're inviting to. We're going to be there and we're going to invite to it. But before I get into that, welcome. If this is your first DAC Zoom, my name is David Rutz. I am excited to have you here today. And we're going to be talking about team building training, the process, simplified. All right. And also things you can do to increase the effectiveness of your team building and the effectiveness of your team. You know, if you think about this for a minute, you can't manage people, right? I mean, you can. There's managers at Taco Bell and there's managers at every company. But when I mean manage people, you can't like turn a knob. Like I can't change my kids' grades. I can't go in and change their grade from a B to an A or a C to a B. Now, I might be able to influence behavior that helps them get a better grade, but I can't really manage their grade, right? So we talked yesterday in the leadership Zoom about influences versus influencing people more than managing them. And it's the same thing for all of you today. If you're in the team building training, that means you're intending to build a team. You're a team. You're not just it's a new word, dream. I've never said that before, but it's a dream team all in one. But you're intending to build a dream, and to do so, you want to influence them the right way, because you can then get the best out of them. A parent can help their child get better grades. They can't manage it, they can't go change it, but they can influence behavior that helps bring the grades up. You can't require people get funding clients. You can't turn a knob and have your agents get clients. You can't do that. But what you can do is influence them in a way that influences the right behavior that hopefully gets more clients, right? Or builds big teams. So we're going to go through the process today of how to recruit the right way. What is our process and what to do with those new recruits? And we're going to do it in 10 minutes. And then we'll take your questions because that's how simple this is. If you think about this for a minute, what are we offering? We're offering businesses money. Businesses who are growing or in a pinch, who need money, either can't get it from their bank, which most can't, or can't wait for the bank to give them the money because they need it now. And banks always take 4 to 6 weeks minimum, and you need to put up collateral. So that's what we're doing. We're offering businesses, hey, do you need money to grow? Do you need money because you're in a pinch? Hey, I can help you. Then you go to the next step. Oh, you can get it at your bank and you don't mind waiting and you don't mind putting up collateral and putting a personal guarantee. Okay, then go ahead. Go there. Oh, you can't get it at the bank. You want money now and you want to use our platform. Yeah, we've got a platform to help save you money. So if someone's not interested in that, is the product bad? No. Is it a tough business because not everyone wants money right now? Not everybody's going to take a loan, right? Of course not. But when you think about it, you're looking for agents who can deal with that. You're looking with agents who can deal with the fact that we're offering money. Many don't need it. 5 out of 10 businesses out there don't think they need money right now. 6 out of 10 say they do. 4 out of 10 say they do right now. And 8 out of 10 who close say they close because of lack of money. So money is like oxygen to a scuba diver. Eventually, they're going to need some. They may not need it now. They may have enough tanks on their back, but eventually they're probably going to need some. And so if we have the fortitude, the strength, the mental toughness to deal with the fact that, hey, this week you may not get a client, you may not get one this month because you may not talk to a high enough volume of clients to find someone who needs it now, who can't get it at their bank and who trusts you enough to apply with you, right? Well, that takes some skill. That takes ability. So to influence that agent to at least set the table right, that you got to be willing, you can't be a jabbermouth. You can't send long texts to people, emails, and expect they don't think they're being spammed to. You got to follow and be coachable and follow the training and get right to the point when you're talking to a client get right to the point when you're talking to a prospective agent. You interested in being an agent? Say it a little nicer. But hey, if you're calling for business to find out if they may want to be an agent with us because we got this great thing and there's great money in it and a great impact. You open to checking it out? You don't need a long, 4-paragraph thing to ask someone if they want to be an agent. You just want to know, right? So when we're going about this, we want to get right to the process of doing it right to find the right type agents. Someone who joins DAC needs to be interested in marketing business funding to business owners, right? So if I'm marketing health club memberships, you're going to want to market it to someone, you're going to want to recruit agents who like health clubs or being in shape and exercise, right? If someone doesn't want to market business funding, they should not join DAC, right? If someone can't understand that this isn't a candy bar and not everyone's going to say yes in the first conversation, it takes B2B professionalism, business to business, B2B professionalism. And so you don't want to recruit people who aren't going to have that level of professionalism and understand that it's a client journey. It's not a client who's ready to get right now and you happen to reach out to them. That happens once in a while. We say about for every 40 business owner conversations you have, you probably have one who's ready to apply now, right now. You probably have 5 or 6 who need to apply now, but they don't tell you that. And it's based on your effectiveness. So just like me telling you that, when you recruit someone new, it's the truth for them too. That's why we say warm market's best, because warm market, when someone's brand new, while they're still learning their skills, is more apt to apply with you or check it out because they already know you. If it's cold market, they don't know you yet. So they first have to determine whether they should trust you. And then maybe they'll look at the platform. Or you'll tell them and they'll go, yeah, I'll check it out, but not through you because I don't trust you. So I'll just go search the internet for that company you just mentioned because that's cold market. So knowing this, we want to influence the right type of agent. So I want to influence you. What I'm doing right now is telling you, setting the table so that you recruit the right type agents. You're not just looking for 100 signups who think it's tough to talk to a business owner. That's what we do. We communicate with business owners or think it's tough to learn how to communicate with business owners through text or through email or through marketing, right? So that's what we do. If someone feels that's difficult, it's probably not a good idea that they're an entrepreneur because entrepreneurs, it's a requirement of entrepreneurs to talk to someone about your solution. Now, I'm not a salesperson. I don't consider myself a salesperson. Although the more I learn about the sales profession, the more I admire the profession. But the sales that I learned when I was a young man and the sales I was learned by Kirby Vacuum and Rainbow Vacuums and some of the other companies out there that I went to their trainings as a high school kid, or some of the sales companies that I've watched people train, their boiler room type thing, where they're say what it takes to get a yes. That's not sales, that's scam. Say what it takes to get a yes. Hammer close. That's a scam. That's not sales. But I always related it to sales. I remember walking into a car dealership, a used car dealership, and I caught the guy spray painting the rusty muffler with black paint, just the end that sticks out beyond the bumper. That's scam. But it's not. It's prettying up the car. I mean, you could say, hey, no, it's just, we're restoring the car. Um, but there's a professionalism to sales, which is solutions, really. If you're in a solution, a promoter of solutions, that's what professional sales is. It's not, get them to say yes at all costs. So knowing this, you want to recruit teams who are willing to do this. You want to recruit teams who are confident and comfortable talking to business owners. All right. So that's the most important thing. Secondly, in your team building training today, when you recruit someone new, you want to make sure that they go through the process. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. You want to make sure that they go through, I'm going to go through the process in a minute, but every new agent, they need to know where the support department is. They need to know their links. They need to know where their back office is. They need to know where the resource center is. They need to know where the tools and marketing is, the policies and procedures of how to advertise and make telemarketing calls, the training scripts. They need to know where all that is. Guess where that is told to them? In their welcome email and in the onboard video. All that's discussed. So your job isn't to have to cover all that. Your job is to make sure they covered it. Did you read the welcome email? Yeah. Have you been to the resource center yet? Have you gone around a little tour of it and checked it out? Have you seen the back office yet? Have you looked around in there a little bit? Have you watched the Get Started Onboard video yet? That's a little checklist. Little checklist. If so, if you haven't, hey man, you really want to watch that, influence them. Like I said, you can't change your kids' grades, but you can influence the behavior that increases the grades, right? I can't take someone who's dyslexic and teach them how to read better than someone who's not, unfortunately. But I can influence them on how they can become a little better reader, right? How to enjoy it a little better, how to come alongside and comfort them a little bit that it's okay. And we learn through some visual things, right? You can move through some certain things. If I only have one leg, my neighbor here has only got one leg, lost a leg to cancer. And you know what? He still golfs. He still does everything. He lost it in college. He played baseball in Michigan, had a sore leg, and it was cancer. And he's been one leg since. And you know what? I admire him because he does his own landscaping. He does everything with it, one artificial leg at his hip. He has to do things though differently, right? He doesn't have the same mobility I have, but he's got close, and he purposely went above and beyond. He's influencing his kids and everyone else with his handicap as it not being a handicap, right? And so you can influence a new team, or you can let them just wander. But if you influence them, then it's like your kids. They're going to get good grades or they're not. And you're not going to have anything to do with it. Okay, well, the likelihood is a kid is not mature enough to do their homework every day. So being a good parent, you'll be encourage and influence them, at least do their homework, and then maybe they'll have a chance at getting good grades, right? So it's the same thing like a parent is to a kid. We know they're adults, we know they're independent, but you can influence that they're taking the right steps. And then they want to go through the funding training because they need to understand the qualifications and terms and the platform and the Bank Breezy process versus the Giggle process. They need to know that. It's in the funding training. And if they don't know that, how can you help a client when you don't know this? I can't imagine someone talking to a client who doesn't know how the process works once they apply, who doesn't know what the terms are, who doesn't know what the approval amount is probably going to be, who doesn't know what the pricing of the funding is probably going to be. What can you tell a client? I mean, what could you tell a client? But we've got a lot of agents who their parents just said, hey, if you want to study, study. Just go for it. Take the final exam without studying. Just go for it. And then they're held accountable to the grade. We become held accountable to the grade because our internal team then has to answer the client's frustration. They told me it was bank rates. They told me I could get 3 million, whatever. So obviously make sure you encourage and influence B2B people start, at least comfort level to do it or willingness to do it, even if you're uncomfortable, but you're going to get yourself trained first, influence this, and then recruiting training as well, and then a game plan. This is what we do with every new person we onboard if we want to influence success. If we don't do these things, we're not influencing success, right? We're hoping for success, but we are not going to recruit someone we don't intend to influence. Here's the list. Here's the 5-step recruiting process. They're on a list. You approach them and pique their interest. Those who are interested, what do you do with those who aren't interested? Thanks. You could say, hey, do you know anyone else? You don't want people, if they're not interested, that's okay. They don't go to the presentation, right? It's real simple. So if someone does express some interest, their interest is piqued. Yeah. Hey, have you ever heard of David Allen Capital? No. Oh, we're a business funding company. We've helped thousands of businesses get capital, and we're looking for some more agents. There's millions of businesses who need funding, and we just need a lot of agents. Are you interested in becoming a business funding agent? No. Okay, no problem. Are you interested in checking out a business funding agent? Maybe. Well, I tell you what, I got a 4-minute video I could send you, or I've got we're doing a biz op meeting tonight, a Zoom with the founder of the company for 30 minutes. If you want to come out and see him, you can even ask him questions directly. That's what I'd recommend. That way you can see the founder of the company and ask him questions if you like what you hear. So you go to the effective presentation. After the effective presentation, how do we end every presentation? There's 3 types of people. First type, not interested. We thank you for coming. thank the person who referred you. Second type, thinking about it. Third type, ready to go. For the twos and threes, we recommend you get started. It's absolutely free. Once you get started, you can kick the tires. You can see what it's like, go through the training, get to know the company a little bit better. There's no better way to try the vehicle than to drive the vehicle. It's free. There's no risk. And there is a risk if you don't join, because what if it would have been amazing for you? So we recommend, if you're a think about it or you're ready to go, to just get started. And then if you decide it's not for you, that's okay. But at least rule it out by trying it. Don't rule it out before trying if you're thinking about it. But the number ones, we already told them to leave the presentation, didn't we? You can leave at any time. We're not trying to convince anyone to do this. We're just the ones who I am thinking, or I do want to join, then get rolling. And then step four is get through the training and get going. Now, this is the key, guys. I'm going to encourage you. See how it says game plan creates goals and activity? That's what it says there. Goals and activity. I know that's a little hard to see. Goals and activity. Some of this is from my own recollection. And then warm market, your goal, if you want to influence something, this is what we found. They're 10 times more likely to get a client talking to someone they know than someone they don't. And they're 10 times more likely to recruit a new agent talking to someone they know rather than they don't. And so if you could influence, it's the same as this. You're 10 times more likely to get an A in college if you go to every class and take notes in every class and study those notes weekly. Once a week, just rifle through your notes and look at them again. Typically before the next class, just look at them again. Refresh your memory before the next class. You will get all A's if you do that, unless you're in classes that are just crazy hard. But if you do that, literally college rewards that behavior you'll probably get an A. Now, if you don't go to every class and you don't take notes in every class and you don't review those notes before the next class, you might get an A, but we can't promise you will. You may get a B or C, you might even get a D, right? Same class, different effort. Well, same thing when you recruit a new person. Your goal is go to class. Okay. Take notes in class, review. Now, how you're reviewing is actually doing it. It's an act of extraness, reviewing the notes again, looking at them, thinking of a question, ask the professor. That's what you do if you don't understand. You actually go to class a little early and ask the professor. That's how all A students get all A's. If they don't understand something, they don't go, I don't get it. They make sure they get it before the next class goes. And so warm market is like the extra work. This is when you can gauge how much someone believes in what they're doing. That's what I look at it for. If I don't refer people to this funding, I don't believe in the funding. It's really simple. If I don't refer a business I know to this funding, then there's a reason I'm not. What is the reason? I'm afraid to, maybe it's my pride. I don't know how to answer questions. So you influence that. You say, hey, if you've got warm market that you want to talk to, but you're afraid because you don't know all the answers yet, I'll do it with you. We can do it together. You can let them know that I'm working with Nick right now, and Nick's training me. I'm brand new at this, so I don't have all the answers, but man, we've helped thousands of businesses. So I just want to let you know I'm in business funding now. We've got this great platform, and my leader that I'm working with, his name's Nick, and he's happy to talk to you if you have any questions at all. But I just wanted to get you this information. Could I email you some information? If you're afraid, that's okay. You got your counterpart. But if they're not willing to do this, this is a good indication. This is a good indication that they're not going through their notes and they're not taking notes in class. You're the professor. I'm watching you teach like this. I get up, put my backpack on and leave. Someone else is watching you like this, looking at their phone. They pick up their backpack and leave, and they came in a few minutes late and left a few minutes, and someone else is like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do have a question, actually. Can you review that part over there? Which one's going to get a better grade, and which one do you want to help more? Which one's worth your time as a professor? Well, guess what? What I've learned more than anything in this business is who you invest your time into as an upline agent, as the referring agent, is the biggest skill you want to have, determining who you invest in. Now, you can't know, but you can give assignments and watch what they do with those assignments to determine whether they're worth your time investing private time. You only have so many waking hours. And if you're going to give an hour on the phone with someone or half hour on someone and they didn't take notes in class and they're not leaning over their desk writing down notes and they're not asking clarifying questions and they're not doing their part, you don't need to give that hour. That's a wasted hour. It's spent, not invested. Do you want to spend $100 or invest it? If you think of your time as investing time, you won't waste it. You're investing time in people if they go through the list. If they decide it's not for them, no problem. You don't put them in front of an effective presentation. So here's how it works. Yes or no. 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 And then I'd say, boom. Yes or no. Are they referring people to their warm market, to this funding, and to this business? Now, some people go, I've blasted through my warm market. Trust me, you don't know my warm market. I've heard all those things. And I'm not saying there's not some truth to that. It's like someone go, you don't understand. I don't take notes well. If I take notes, I lose my place in where they're at. And so I just chose to not take notes. I can't read it anyway. Okay, you can create an excuse, but you're wrong. Even if you think you can't take notes and that you'll lose your place, you'll actually retain more, even though you miss a few places, because you're not going to retain everything that you didn't write down anyway. You'll retain about 10% of it. So even if you say, well, I only get half of it when I write it down, well, you'll retain a lot more of that half than 10% of the whole training. So note taking is a requirement for people who want to get all A's. It's just part of it. So I'm on the airplane flying home from I don't know where. Oh, Vegas. I'm flying home from the training I was at. I'm going through all my notes. I'm doing exactly what I just said. I'm reviewing all my notes from my notebook, putting it into my iPad. I'm just rewriting it all. And I'm writing if I had a burst of an idea, I would write just swag. And what swag mean? And put a little star. Don't forget swag as an incentive for agent production. And so that's an idea that I want to, make sure we add swag as just a little recognition, right? Today, we put a picture up of Cheryl and Lance, who two agents not in each other's team met together. Tomorrow, I'm going to put a post up of Carl with a K because he's out networking. And we're just going to start putting some social posts up on our Facebook page just to reward some people for living it up, living it out loud, man. It's awesome. And when you put an image, sometimes I can use it. Sometimes I can't, sometimes I can. But the point is, I'm sitting there taking notes, and the guy next to me, elderly gentleman compared to me. And so some of you, I'm an elderly gentleman compared to you. But he's sitting next to me and I'm in the exit row and by the aisle. I'm just taking notes the whole time. And he's going, man, you're really a note taker, aren't you? And I said, yeah, I am. It's just something I believe in 100%. He says, me too. And then he said, do you know at Cornell University, they proved out the retention rate? And he told me the percentage that went up, and I didn't get it because I didn't write it down. But he told me, I heard it. And that the message I got was, how important is it Cornell? Come to find out, he was an administrator of UC Berkeley. University of California, Berkeley. His wife, sitting next to him, was also taking notes, and she was flying to the University of Michigan to do a speech on history. She's a professor at University of California, Berkeley. So here, UC Berkeley, one of the hardest schools to get into, he's one of their administrators. I didn't ask what level. I just, as we were getting off the plane, I said, "Are you a professor as well? Because, you said your wife is going to speak." And he goes, "No, I'm actually an administrator with the school." So who knows? He could have been the dean. I don't know. But the point is, good behavior attracts other people who behave well. You want to attract strong people. When you reach out, be strong in your conversation, be strong in your conviction, be strong in how you communicate what you believe about what we're doing. Okay. You believe in this funding. There's millions of businesses out there, 7 million. 30% will close in the next 2 years because we don't get them capital. 2.3, 2.4 million businesses are going to close because we don't help them. It's like 2.3 or 4 million people going to crash on an airplane and we don't do anything about it. Those businesses are going to crash and their employees are going to crash. And we've got to get the word out about our funding. It's up to us to help our local community and recruit teams to help our local community. So when you're approaching someone, this isn't a thing. This isn't a post and hope. No, we'll have people who post and hope. We're looking for people though who go, you know what? I'm going to dominate a local area. I'm going to support. I'm going to monopolize the marketplace. I'm going to come alongside every bank that's in this area, and the banks will support them with their collateral-based loaning. The banks will support them with their long-term secured loans, and I'll be their unsecured hero here. I'm going to make sure every business owner in this town knows about my unsecured funding. And when I recruit people, I'm looking for people like that. I'm looking, David, not everyone's like that. I know, but it only takes 10 and you'll be doing 100 fundings a month in your team. You don't need 100 who do nothing but ask questions. You need 10 who do something, and then you want to take their questions. So when you're approaching people, you want to know right away, are you interested in helping businesses with funding? If we taught you all about it and trained you, would you be open to that? Because there's a big need. No, no problem. Hey, Jill, would you be open? No. Hey, Tom, would you be open? No. Hey, Bill, would you be open? Well, heck yeah, that sounds awesome. Can you really get them funding? Yeah, you won't believe this platform. You won't believe what we're doing, and you won't believe the help you can offer businesses, and they'll pay you well too. We don't put money into TV advertising. We put it all into commissions to you to be that last mile, to the client. Because someone who's talking to that client locally will help them better than a TV commercial. So we pay agents boots on the ground locally. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, you don't want to help businesses in your local community? No, no problem. This may not be for you. I mean, you could do it socially, you could do it telephone, you could do it other ways too. It doesn't have to be in your backyard. But why wouldn't you want to help businesses in your backyard? Influence the right behavior. Find out why they don't want to help businesses in their backyard. Why do you not want to help your warm market? Because there could be a belief nugget you got to help answer for. Now, people with experience B2B, this is the best part about experienced B2B people and why you want to recruit people with experience. They don't have any comfort issues about approaching people. They have one comfort issue. Do I believe in the product? If I believe in the product, I'll talk to people. You don't need to teach me how to overcome the emotional roller coaster. You don't need to teach me about warm market, cold market. All you got to do is help me believe in the product and I'll go. That's why we say recruit B2B people. Recruit everybody, but focus on being transparent. This takes talking to business owners so that you get B2B people with experience here wanting to move forward. Now, if you don't have experience, you can still succeed, but you better be taking notes and you better be doing the teaching. You better be willing to be uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable, right? That's okay. You can do it. You can all do it. But when you do it, now it's just belief in the product. Hey, no one beats our funding platform. No one. No one can beat our business funding. So tonight's game day. Here's the process. Put people through it. Here's what you want to influence once they join. All you got to do is make sure they read this, make sure they watch this, make sure they watch this, make sure they watch this, and then you set up the game plan with them and your upline expert or you yourself. You could do it, or it can be you and your leader. You want to be there. That's how you learn. Be there with your new enrolled person and the upline game plan, or do it yourself. Or watch the video I did with them. If you don't have a team member, watch the video together with them. Do a video watch party and go through it and pause it and play and pause it and play and go through it with them. And make sure they're doing this. So between now and tonight, what you can do is put as many people through this. This is your funnel. Put as many people in here. Approach them. How many are you going to approach? 2? That's not hitting it hard. You can approach 2 in the next 15 minutes. How many are you going to approach between now and 7:30 tonight? I don't know. We put a text up on approaching real estate agents. That's cold market, but start with your warm market real estate agents. Approach them. Find out if they have interest in adding this to what they're doing. Find out if they have interest in marketing, and then invite them to the 7:30 Zoom right here. How many people can you get into the funnel ask this question to, or text it or email it. Email, they may not even read it today. So text and phone call today and ask them if they're interested. One of the best ways to say it, hey, this call is about business. This call's for business. This call's about business because my company's doing an orientation tonight and we're looking for more agents and I'm excited and as an agent and I'm just wondering if you might want to be an agent with us. This call is about business. No problem. Hey, I got to make some more calls. We'll catch up another time soon. Move on. Your goal is between now and 7:30 to have as many people on that as possible. And every one of you could get 5 people on there at 7:30 who's not even doesn't even know about us today. Every one of you could get 5 new people there tonight. Every one of you can. So it's whether you want to, whether you will show the initiative to, and whether you'll invest the time to. And I'll just say this, um, the butterfly effect is real. Once you start a business from growing, I got a report last week. I was telling McGuire, I got a report last week. An organization I stopped building in 2009. Last month, the group grew by, I don't know, what I say. I don't have the number in front of me. I didn't write
I
it
think you
down.
said 95.
95. Thank you, McGuire. 95 last month, and I haven't built it in over 14 years. I haven't touched it in over 14 years. And 95 more people added to the group, and the group sales continues to do this. Sometimes it says once you get this started, you could even back away from DAC and it'll keep on growing. It's like a wildfire. But you know what starts it? Get a blowtorch, baby. You do it. Here's another one and another one and another one and another one. Get a bunch of fires started because some are going to go out. But others, once they get going, man, they're internally fueled and you can't stop it. So let's go to your questions. Any questions you have on how to approach someone, what to say, how to get area leaders, how to get local leaders, whatever? Any questions at all? Getting a voicemail from an agent right now, a prospective agent. Katie Sprinkle's got her hand up. Go ahead, Katie. Wade Cordell's got his hand up too. So, well, we already said Katie, so we'll go to Katie, then we'll go to Wade.
Hey, Dave.
Hi, Katie. How are
It
you?
is it is a wonderful day in Ohio.
Amen.
So, it's just something that you've said, and I need reminded every now and again. So I love coming to these, is being picky about who you spend your time with. I spent entirely too much time with people I shouldn't have in my team. And now I've got a rock star who's out just killing it and doing the right activities. I expect her to have a client here by the end of the week, honestly. And I love spending time with her rather than spending time with the ones that aren't doing anything.
Yep.
So thank you for the reminder.
Yep. And I would encourage you, Wade's going to go. I'll speak after Wade. Thank you, Katie. I got one comment on how to support the whole group while also supporting the individuals. So we're not abandoning the old group. We're just not investing a lot of private time in them. Go ahead, Wade.
Yeah, I was just going to say tonight is a very valuable night. I mean, every Tuesday night is the most valuable day of the week, as you know, that for that night. And I've been taking advantage of it, and it's been growing. I mean, listen, I got someone who was approached properly, went there, became a rep. This is her second week. She just funded a 30,000. I mean, you find the people. Go look for like-minded people. People don't, it's always said you recruit up. I try to find people that not have as much knowledge as me, but they have the experience on the B2B side. And just wanted to throw one last thing in there. Tomorrow, this is perfect because tomorrow, when you get those people on, you get them on the 11:30 because I'm going to talk about the 5 top uh, um, objections and how you overcome those objections, what you should be saying at the very beginning when you first talk to your prospect so that you can cover a lot of these objections before they ever ask or make that objection. And then I'm going to talk to you about what I say during the offer process. And that's going to be very telling to me what you have said to that client. I know immediately that you did not go through, or you did go through as a broker, the steps of trying to qualify them, and that's okay if you didn't. That's what I'm going to do, but then I'm going to teach on that. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow, and then I'm going to top it off. It's going to take more than 15 minutes. It's going to take me about 25 minutes to do this. And I'm going to top it off with how you ask for a referral before you ever get a funding. And they won't even know you're asking for a referral.
Love it. Good stuff, Wade. Thanks,
Thank you,
buddy.
man.
Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Wade's building the group. He's earning his income from the DAC pay plan just like you do. So let's grow this out. But Katie had mentioned the group and individual time with people. Don't forget, you don't abandon the old people, but you support them with like a group email, with like Katie's doing a group watch where you say, hey, don't forget, tonight is the BizOp meeting with DAC founder, and you send that out to everyone in your team through your back office email, or because you've created your own little email group of all the people in each state or whatever. But you can send a message, hey, don't forget tonight's meeting, send them a text. Some people get group texting apps, and you can add people in everyone in your group. You have their mobile phone, and or you just do a regular group text. You say, don't forget tonight, and you send it out as a group. So group support is group support, right? You do one thing, broadcast to many, one to many. That's group support. One to one has to be deserved. Now, I always say, and the world says, give people the benefit of the doubt until they prove otherwise. So assume they're worthy of your investment of time because you recruited them the right way. You said the right things. You informed them in advance that this is marketing business funding. They're going to have to talk to business owners. If they've gone through all this and they say, yeah, I want to do this, and you get to the time to do the game plan, assume they're going to do it. Assume they're going to do it. But as soon as they start hemming and hawing and not being coachable and not doing what they said they were going to do, now you start to move them into the group promotion and support rather than individual time and support. Someone like Nick DeHame, who's getting clients all the time himself, lives literally in another country, has to support people only through the telephone. And he's got all kinds of clients he's already supporting. To take care of a client that he's already got a funding for in the past takes time. To take care of an agent who says they're going to do stuff but doesn't do anything takes time. Where should Nick invest his time? That agent who's saying all the right stuff but hasn't watched the training, won't watch the training, doesn't dedicate themselves, or that client who's already gotten the funding, who's Nick wants to keep that relationship going. Obviously, the client, well, they're not going to turn in any other business. They could. Referrals, 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. Great job, Nick. All that, where an agent's just going to waste their time. Well, yeah, but they could become a top agent. Yeah, you don't ignore them. You put them in the group training. You put them in the group promotions. It's be mindful. Every dollar you spend at the movies, you don't mind spending. It's a movie ticket. But if you bought that same $12 worth of stock, you'd watch that stock, man. If that went up 20%, you'd be like, oh man, my stock's rocking. Your $12 just became, $12.24. But but you spend 12 in a movie, you don't even think about it. See the mentality. If you're investing your time, you'll think about it differently. If you're spending your time, you don't care. And I'll talk to anyone who wants to talk about DAC. Woo! We don't care if you ever do anything or not. You'll never you'll never have exponential growth in your business or exponential growth in your income because you're working with the wrong people. So put people through the funnel, find the right people, put them through the assignment funnel, right? That's what this really is the onboarding funnel. And if they're not willing to do this, well, now here's the best news of all. We got a learning management system. Programmers are working on it now. It should be done soon. It's already built, but integrating with DAC is still being worked on. And as soon as that's done, all this will be required. They won't be able to come forward without doing this stuff. So what that's going to do, fortunately, you'll know at least they've done all this before you're investing time with them. All right, let's build for tonight. Don't wait. Approach a bunch of people for tonight. Approach a bunch of people for tonight. Approach a bunch of people for tonight. I see one more hand just went up just as I was closing. We got AJ Spats. How you doing, AJ? What do you got for us?
I just signed in last night. Just signed up to this last night, and
Welcome.
training. And I was wondering if it seems like that biddy doesn't exist anymore. Is that true?
Biddy exists, but it's no longer part of our automated function.
Okay.
We only send deals to them manually. So yeah, the Biddy functionality is no longer part of our automatic funding. You must have been watching an old video or something, an old training, but
It was it was it was part of the training that was in the website, the resource center.
yeah, we just pulled the biddy out recently, so we're updating some of the videos where that's on. We've left it there because we did new updates. But yeah, biddy is anything under 15 goes to Giggle.
Okay, so
Everything under 15 goes to Giggle.
that's what the first video said, the onboard video, and then I watched the funding training, and the funding training had the biddy in there. So I said,
Yeah.
"Well, this must be old or something." I just want
It
to
is.
confirm that's what it was.
It is. We just pulled that last month, well, beginning of last month, and we haven't updated the funding training. Actually, I thought we did. So I got to make sure the right one is populated because I recorded it. So I got to go see where it is. What we did is we updated the middle and inserted it. So we'll make sure that video gets replaced if it's pointing to the wrong video. But great question. That means you're paying attention. And sorry for the bad information. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Look at that first. Just joined yesterday, already been through the funding training enough to know that biddy no longer exists because it was on one training and not the next. That's a note taker. That's someone who's paying attention. Rock and roll. Whoever enrolled you, reach out to them and tell them Dave Rutz said you got a great person who's paying attention here moving forward, and we're glad to have you part of the team.
Well, I haven't even talked to them yet. I actually came across an ad on Craigslist, and it was strange because the first ad I clicked on, the link I clicked on, it didn't have a referrer in it. It was blank. So I was trying to sign up, but it wouldn't let me without a referrer. So I had to go back. I went back to Craigslist and typed your address in there, and somebody else came up. So I just signed up with them. So
whoever you got. So there's an idea, guys, of two things: broken links or didn't renew. Some agents don't renew and their link becomes broken. It doesn't show the name because they're no longer active. They're an inactive agent. If I don't pay my Planet Fitness membership, I can't go in the door and you show my card anymore. They don't let me in. Well, we don't charge a fee for renewals, but we do require you renew each year. Sign the new agreement in case there's been some modifications or changes. And if someone doesn't renew their site, their old Craigslist ad might still be advertised, and unfortunately, someone else is going to get credit for that. That's where cold market can't stop that. Wherever they join. But I would encourage everybody, double check your links, go in, click on your ads before you post them, make sure they go to your site and it shows your name, double check that stuff. It's simple, common sense, because people like this gentleman here wanted to sign up under the first person he saw the ad, but their site wasn't working. They put a bad link in, or they didn't renew, and they're no longer.
It looked like they left out there. It looked like they left out their little their code at the end. Whatever their name was. It looked like they left it out after that slash. They didn't put their ID in there. It was just left not put in. So they just put
that could have been one of our corporate promotions too. I don't know what you saw, because any corporate promotions we do, we don't put a rep ID because we want people to be able to share them. We want agents to be able to share them. But anyway, thanks, buddy. You've been a great lesson for people to make sure your link has your name in it, or put your phone number on it so it can at least call you back instead of doing a random search.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, guys, appreciate you all, and we'll see you on tonight's BizOp overview. I'm hoping it's going to be shorter. I've condensed it, and we're fine-tuning it, getting right to the fact that we're looking for B2B agents and going through our platform and talking comp and getting rolling. Appreciate you all. God bless you all.